is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney back here again, and today, let's get back into the XFL like we were going to do anything else anyways. Hey, if it's your first time here, glad to have you. If you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back, and thanks for watching more videos. And if you haven't yet, why haven't you subscribed? I'm just kidding. Seriously, though, love to have you as part of the community. And speaking of being part of the community, we've got Alexander Misarski. Sorry, man. I apologize for mispronouncing your name because I'm sure that's probably what I did. But Alexander's comment was, how about if this channel gets 1,000 subscribers, you will wear a wig for the following video. How about this? Let's do this instead, Alexander. I'll take it up a notch. I will put it down in the comment section. You guys give me your suggestions. I will take the top 3 suggestions of what you want me to do. If you guys get me to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll take those top 3, and I'll let you guys vote on which one I do when you get me to 1,000 subscribers. And hey, why not shoot for the stars? Let's go ahead and let's try to get that done before the end of the month. Is that crazy or what? It might be. But hey, so definitely let me know down in the comment section what you want me to do when I hit 1,000 subscribers. Let me know down there in the comment section, and then we will have a community vote together and figure out which one of the 3 top ones that I come up with wins, and that's exactly what I do. And hey, Alexander, if it's a wig, I will wear a wig for a whole video. All right, guys, let's not waste any more time. I know we're having fun here, but we got some serious stuff to talk about today. And the serious stuff is that, hey, the XFL is making news around, well, at least North America. But hey, the XFL is making news. And first, to start off with that, is they're making a little bit of buzz in the CFL. So we've got the Edmonton Journal, and I'll go ahead and put a link down to these articles in that down in the description section. But pretty much, they were kind of talking with some coaches and stuff in the CFL and asking them about the XFL and kind of their thoughts on it and how that's impacted them and what they do and all of that type of stuff. And it was pretty interesting, because they didn't come out and say it, but it's kind of affecting what they're doing. And I think the neat thing is that, and this is a very, very good thing for the XFL, is that the player pool that they're able to pull from isn't as big. Now, they said, listen, we're not losing any of our veteran guys, and they're not really going to. Right now, if you're a veteran guy in that league, you're making more than probably what you would in the XFL at this point, but I don't see that holding true for the future. And the fact of the matter is they're kind of standing there, listen, we've seen this before. The AAF came around, and yeah, they took some of the player pool, but we're still here, and we'll be here when they're gone. I don't think that that's going to happen this time. I think McMahon and Oliver Luck have set it up in such a way and that they're going to be around for a while. We'll talk about that in another video. And especially we'll talk about, because I know I've had many of you guys asking me about what my thoughts are on expansion and all that stuff. And I've got a video planned for that for you guys. So stay tuned to that as well. But listen, they are impacting the CFL in a large way, especially with their rookies, and with bringing in free agents and trying to bring in new talent into the game, especially those college players and stuff, because the fact of the matter is that a lot of them are American players, and the Americans want to stay in the United States. Canada is great. Canada, I love you, but it's just not home. And Canada is different than the U.S., and that's just true. Great people there, though. You guys are amazing. I love you, Canadians. If you're watching, thanks for watching. And I've got all the respect and love for you guys. But, the Americans want to stay in the United States. And so when you have that barrier already, and it's just easier for them to play in another league in the United States, well, they might just stick around. And so it looks like that's kind of what's happening. The other thing that I find really interesting is that the area that they're having trouble too is specifically in the quarterbacking realm. So now when we talk about quarterbacks, we know that Landry Jones went down and that that Dallas got assigned Eric Dungy, and from Syracuse. And we will talk all about training camp coming up in a video. I want to do kind of a weekly training camp, kind of a training camp type of a buzz type of a video recapping the whole week. So see that here in the next day or so, where we kind of try to recap the whole week that we've had in the first week of training camp. But as we look at this, that's just another example of the XFL pulling good talent out at quarterback position, whereas the guys that they would normally look at to pull in to bring these quarterbacks in, to try to bring that next level quarterback, find that next prospect for the CFL, they're not able to do because these guys are under contract with the XFL. Now, they have said, and they said that we've kind of already had started to move in this direction. Understand we're starting to kind of figure things out already because of the AAF, but the XFL has just amplified that for them, and that is the truth. They have literally amplified that for the CFL. They've pulled better talent than the AAF ever did, and that's just it's going to show out here on a field in about a month, because we really are. We're a month away from play, which is really, really cool. And as we're looking about that, I'm excited about it. But you know what I'm excited about? That other people are excited about it. And it's starting to show. We're starting to see that. And where are we starting to see that? Well, we've got Citizen Solutions. They've from Civic Science, and again, I'll put it down, a link down in the description. So pretty much they went through and they did a survey on roughly about 3,500. They got about 3,500 responses from citizens in the United States who are 13 years old or older, and it was really cool. So what they did is they asked them, how interested are you in the XFL? And those who are interested in the XFL are really interested in the XFL. They got about a 20% that, likely they'll check it out. They're interested. 20% said that they were. And then 13% that they were unsure. They didn't know yet. And they had about 66% that said, they're not planning on paying attention to the XFL. That is a really, really neat stat. Why is that a neat stat? Because the fact of the matter is that's a third of the people that they pulled. And again, they didn't pull sports fans. They just pulled everyone. A third of the people said that they're interested in watching XFL football, or possibly could be. They're intrigued, let's put it that way. If you want to go even further than that, 20% of them are interested and likely to watch the XFL or to follow the XFL. That is huge. In today's day and age, if you can get that number of people, especially in the United States, like, you have a hit on your hands. I don't think people realize that. That is huge. That's saying something out there. Now, let's look at the same kind of they did kind of the same kind of poll before, and what they got is that 44% of Americans said the same thing about the NFL. But here's where it gets interesting. When looking at the other sports, the other professional sports, 24% said that about the MLB, Major League Baseball, and then they had, okay, look at this, 18% for the NBA and 13% for NHL. What it's saying right now is that the XFL is trending higher than the NBA and the NHL. Now, I will throw this caveat there, because I know that you guys are saying this. People are interested now, but what happens when we actually get a product on the football field? Because they know what the product they're getting with baseball, they know the product that they're getting with basketball, and they know the product they're getting with hockey. They know that already, and the NFL. But they don't know that yet with the XFL. I will give you that. Okay, so pump the brakes a little bit, but still, think about that. If it is rivaling, good night, I cannot talk today. But if it's up there with baseball, and it's up there actually above basketball and hockey, that's pretty high interest. That's a big deal. Now let's go and let's look at it a little further. Let's break this down just a little bit more, okay? So as we're looking at this, we're looking at those who've kind of, now we're narrowing it down to people who watch NFL football, people who so people who are who watch NFL or like very very closely follow the NFL. 36% of those people say that they're going to be into the XFL. Those that kind of are kind of into it a little bit, 15%. Those not at all say 7%. So if you add all of those percentages up of all of those people, and we look at it that way, you're looking at roughly about a 30% of the people of the group that actually that they pulled that say that when they've asked specifically about professional football, 30% of those people say that they are definitely they're somewhat interested or very interested in the XFL. Again, 30%, okay? Now, when you look at it this way, it goes even higher when we actually look at the NCAA. We've got a 41% of those who follow it very closely or very much. Those who do it a little bit, 22%. And again, 7% of those not at all. And that is a big, big number. And then when you start looking at things and throwing in the other 10%, each one of these had about 10% of people that weren't sure. So if you can just get a small portion of those, say 3% of those out of there, all of a sudden now we're looking at, some really, really good numbers. The numbers for those who follow college football is actually higher than those that follow professional football. I don't know what that means. I think that the XFL is going to be kind of a hybrid of both. I really think they're trying to take the best elements out of both, and that's how we got the rules that we have gotten here. And so, quick little plug. If you haven't watched my rules video, you need to go and watch it now. It's pretty awesome. At least I think so. And I've got a pretty good opinion, I think. But anyways, I think that's huge. So, polling is now starting to show that people are interested in the XFL. So it's not just us crazies that have been out here on the YouTubes and have been talking about the XFL nonstop that are excited. It's actually showing that there's a fair amount of people out there that are pretty excited. And and that speaks kind of volumes. And this is not a company that is, a sports related, tied to, paid for by the XFL or anything like that. This is a company that, that is out there. They're legit company. This is what they do. And, they put some legitimate numbers out there. So I think that this is pretty interesting, and it's a very, very good thing for the XFL. And, I just kind of even excites me even more because there are others out there like us, you know who I'm talking about, that are crazy about the XFL. All right, so that's pretty much about it. All right, guys, I know that you're busy. I know that I'm busy, so let's get on out of here. You have a good night. Bye.